Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you guys are doing great. Today I wanted to make a quick video on an alternative to a car lift. So I think more people than not don't have the resources to go out and spend that kind of money. They probably don't have the building with the high ceilings. And so what I'm going to talk to you about today is very inexpensive and a very practical and realistic idea for you guys to work on your cars and get it up in the air. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, here it is. This here is an old alignment machine. It was made for doing front end alignments, and all the alignment stuff is now gone, but it's just ramps now. So it's pretty long. I'll say, it's probably about 28 feet long in total, but it's got some nice features. On the end here, you've got a nice bearing swivel, so it makes it very easy to turn your tires. Once you get that pulled up on that swivel, very easy to turn your tires with the car off or whatever you got to do. Another nice thing about these is that this panel right here will remove. So you pull it up onto that swivel and you can pull that piece out, and you'll have plenty of room around there to go underneath or however you want to work on it. There's a couple little things I've done to this to make it my own. I ended up picking this thing up very cheap, and it was all rust when I got it. And so what I did is I wire wheeled the whole thing in pieces, and I ended up painting it Ford blue. So it looks a lot better. It's a little dirty right now. There is some rust starting to form again, you know, from driving up here and stuff. And I've got a gravel driveway, so it brings stones with the tires, and it chips the paint, and it is what it is. There you go. You can see it's made by Bean. But one of the modifications I did to this is, if you look underneath here, I put lights on it facing up. Basically, I just made some L brackets and bent them at an angle so that your lights would shine at an angle up underneath the vehicle. So you can see how much light that puts on under here. That's a very, very handy thing to have, is all that light under there. I only put it on one side here. I didn't put it on the other because I didn't want to really close it off too much. It doesn't really close it too much, but with one side, but I just figured I'd leave this one. I didn't think I'd need that much light. So, but that's really handy to have. One nice thing is that when I got to do an oil change on any number of my vehicles, I just pull them up here, and you see how much room I got to work under there. It's a lot of room. You're not gonna probably sit up on a creeper, but pretty close to it depending on the vehicle. I've had many cars up here and did a lot of work. So the other nice thing is, when it's up here, you can see I'm working on the front end here. This truck hit a pole, and so I went the other weekend and I got this hood from a junkyard. I've been putting a core support in. I ended up getting an oil cooler from the junkyard and some other things, and I'm rebuilding it. So what's nice is this right here is about chest height, or a little bit lower, but it puts everything up where it's convenient to work on it if you're working around the body of the vehicle. So that's definitely a plus. What got me thinking about making a video on this was I actually pulled this ramp out, stacked it, stuck it in the backyard because I hadn't used it in a little while. And I started working on this truck, and this truck has been sitting for years and years, so a lot of your seals have started to rot. And I thought, I got to put that thing back up. I have to, because it was just a pain. I could barely fit underneath the truck the way it is. So I said, I got to put that back up. If you look underneath, we got an oil spot right there. That's probably a torque converter seal that's doing that. It's transmission fluid. Obviously, we've got some engine oil spots there. That's just your cooler lines here that are leaking. You can see how wet it is along there. So just very handy to have this up in the air and be able to work on it nice and easy. I don't know how many of you guys have been under a vehicle and you can barely turn your arm, or it's just a pain. So I'm gonna have to drop the transmission out, and this is just about the perfect height for me to use a transmission jack and get that all taken out. And we'll see about bringing you guys along for that. So I hope this gave you guys an idea. You can find these old alignment racks on Facebook Marketplace. I've seen them on Craigslist. You just got to keep your eyes peeled, and you can come across something like this relatively inexpensive. I've seen them probably right around $300. I'll say definitely under $5, but anywhere from $100 to $300, you should be able to pick one of these alignment racks up, and it's very handy to have on hand. So hopefully this gave you some ideas, and I appreciate you watching, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.